What can you tell me about The Rock, working with him earlier on, and did he
Great
change?
guy. I don't want to say nothing bad, just but he changed. Now, if I saw him today, again, hugs and kisses. This is when you see a guy for 3 years straight, and he went from The Rock to a heel to all those catchphrases. Like I definitely saw a change in him, but again, it's more because the push got to him, his head. This is way before Hollywood and everything. But I mean, I'm sure if you met him on the street, I'm sure if I saw him today, hugs and kisses around, all the way around. You know what I mean? It's just, you've been around it. Like when you start seeing guys like Triple H, good guy down to earth, he was a ball buster, just like one of those. Again, he was in the clique. Shawn Michaels saying, you know what I mean? I have nothing bad to say, but again, guys with attitudes, like, in other words, they start believing their own push. When you start believing it, and like when those guys, because they got to push, look down on guys that didn't, then it becomes a little bit of a problem. You know what I mean? It's just, how they treat you compared to like, oh, you're a jabroni or something. I'm not a jabroni. Without me, there's no you. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. And you had a guy like Ron Simmons, never forgot who he was. Nicest guy in the world. The night he wins the world championship in WCW. Now, it was right before I went, but I'm just saying in general, world champion. Greatest guy you ever meet, no matter how much of a push, no push, big push, little push, tag team push, nation of domination push. Ron Simmons was Ron Simmons, no matter what push he had. And most guys were, don't get me wrong. But then you got, what we see, Mike, when you start making that money, money, you hear the term money changes people? It does. It does. Money changes people. That's all I'll say. All part of it. It's all part of it.
Before we go, any stories about working with Sable?
No, she was great. Mark Marrow didn't let her out of his sight. Like he was, I love Mark. Mark's a great guy. Very, 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 oh my God. I couldn't even compare how protective he was. She was just like a little quiet, not, she was professional, but I mean, like if she had to go take a leak, he was right by the bathroom. Literally, he would never, because he knew there were guys like Shawn Michaels, and there were snakes out there. I mean, we've all heard the Sonny stories, and they're pretty much all true. He knew what was a possibility. He never would let her be in another match that he wasn't in. And again, I didn't really follow it as much after I left. So again, I can't tell you like what feuds, who was against each other. I know that didn't he end up going against her eventually?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, she was great. Mark was great. We had great matches. They brought him back as a heel with the boxing gimmick and the whole 9 yards, but it was a whole new mindset. So again, let's put him with Tom Brandi because he's a veteran baby face. Mark needs a lot of reps as a heel. Let's put them together. And Sable was just icing on the cake. So like to this day, they'll be like, oh, you're that guy with Sable. You're that guy with Sable. But yeah, that's how people remember you, by being in feuds and storylines. That's how they remember you. But yeah, she was great. They were great.